Did you enjoy the process of searching for the new coach? And obviously, you played a big hand in identifying David Noble. You must be delighted, I suppose, with the outcome of that process.
Yeah, the first part of it, I guess, I've been asked a number of times to be on selection panels. I've never been comfortable because I just didn't feel, with all due respect, they were ever that transparent. You know, there was always a preferred candidate, and then the media seemed to know before everyone else, and I didn't really think I'd have that much input in some of the other systems. So the first part of it was in talking to Benny and Arch and Benny, CEO Benny Mafio, and how Brady, probably how transparent it was going to be and how thorough the search was going to be. And that was important to me also to not limit ourselves if I was going to get involved. So that was the big thing. You know, we were going to go through a really rigorous process, and we sort of hear it before, with all due respect. I think sometimes we think it's not as rigorous as perhaps it's publicly stated. So that was a big part of it as well. And having made the decision, yeah, it was very thorough, and I really enjoyed working with the people on the panel, and everyone, the skill sets complemented each other. And I thought, look, you know, even David's probably out there now thinking, how am I going to go? So you're never 100% certain you've got the right person. But I think as long as you go through the process and you've got a criteria and you tick off all the boxes, then that's all you can really do.
With David in particular, he's obviously been the successful candidate. He's been here for, I think, a couple of months now. What is it about him that you think will lend itself well to the North Melbourne Football Club and hold us in good stead for the future?
Yeah, look, Brady did an amazing job of identifying a number of different levels of coaches, and that was probably stage one before we got to the interview process. And stage one was then reaching out, seeing whether they were interested in and David was on the list, and I think the first part is actually identifying, well, who's the person that's going to speak, and because we want to get all the candidates to the line and just see who they were. So Lynchy played a good role too, just to get, so I got to David. So probably prior to him getting to the job, having done the job myself, I know the skill set. It's really difficult now, and this is a conversation for another day, but it's really difficult for an assistant coach to step up into a senior coaching role because the gap is quite dramatic. So when I looked at David's CV, having played with him and seen his journey, certainly I was comfortable. Yeah, I wanted him to get to the line. I wanted him to get to the interview process because I could see that he certainly had a lot of the fundamental skills that I knew was A, needed for any coaching role, but B, probably more importantly for the Kangaroos, on the back of a young coach in Roos, a hub, you know, young football manager Brady, new CEO, etc., etc. So talking to David, the first part was, mate, are you interested? Would you go through the process? And I think he's articulated anyway publicly that based on that phone call, and our relationship was pretty important, that he said, yeah, look, I'm confident it's a thorough process. And I think that's the one thing that the coaches want. They want to know that it's going to be a thorough process. So, you know, when I explained that to him, that was going to be the case, that was really important. Now that he's the coach, and in speaking to Johnny Blakey and speaking to Brady and just the way he's controlled pre-season, that skill set has come to the fore. You know, we knew this was going to be a pretty comfortable period for him because of the fact he's been in list management, he's been, you know, manager of footy department, and he's been in the coaching. So he's been really comfortable. Yeah, talking to some of the players my first day, they're really pleased. He's really calm. He knows what he's doing. So this section has been, yeah, extremely positive.